Hey everybody, it's Marty from owingsart.com. That's OWINGSART.com. And today I thought I'd spend just a little bit of time going over how to draw a real simple cartoon character. So the tools I'll begin with here are a Faber-Castell 9400 lead holder. I'm just trying to put a little point on this, sharpen it up, and this is the thing I use just to sketch my rough outlines and to do a lot of sketching with. It's a great pencil. It's got an HB lead in it. I'll also be using a Faber-Castell dust-free eraser here. This is pretty slick. And a Copic multiliner SP pen. It's got the aluminum body and great ink if you ever use those. That's a 0.5 that I just showed you. So what I want to do here is I want to start out with a very light outline. It's a good idea to have some sort of concept of the character you want to sketch right away. So in my mind I had kind of like, okay, I'll make some like an Irish character. He's got sort of the Irish hat and sort of a big nose and extended features or exaggerated features. And that's cartooning is sort of all about that. It's like how can you exaggerate the features, whether it's a big nose or a long chin or tiny eyes or big huge eyes or whatever it is that makes the character look a bit cartoonish. Those are kind of the things you want to emphasize in a cartoon drawing, very simply put. So here what I'm doing is just kind of getting the basic character and, you know, drawing his clothing and his accessories, shoes, trousers, all that stuff, and getting that down. And then I can always erase if I'm using a light pencil and go back and touch things up like I am here. So you're not stuck when you use a pencil. That's why, although I admire people who start with ink pens, it's best to use a pencil starting out. Okay, now I'll go to the multiliner SP. Like I said, this is a 0.5 millimeter pen, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add an outline or go over the lines that I've already drawn. Pardon me. So I'm just taking the ink pen and going over the existing pencil lines, and during this time that I'm doing this, I am maybe adding a few small items and correcting some minor imperfections maybe in the pencil, like say the eyebrow or the eyes were a little crooked and I need to fix them. I can do that with the ink pen without going back to the pencil and sort of redoing everything all over again. Now if I want to be perfectly safe, I could stop, erase what I see as an imperfection and then go back with the pencil, but I've been doing this long enough where I feel like I can skip ahead and just kind of go correct those errors with the pen. It takes us a little time to get that kind of courage up, but over time you will get there if you're new at this. So now I'm just adding in some little additional details and lines, checking for any lines I might be missing, adding some folds in the fabric, just like I'm showing here. And then I'll just kind of put a little heavier outline around the whole character, just to kind of give it that pop, to make it stand out a bit. And you'll see what I'm saying in a minute. They get these lines in. So there, and you could just leave the character like that, and you'd probably be fine. But what I like to do is add a little color to the drawing. So I'm going to use these very, very good Japanese Copic markers, which you can pick up online or at any kind of art retail store, Blick or some other place. But so this is a variety of colors that I'm going to go ahead and use today. And you can see here there's a nice mix, but there's only about 10 or 12 colors here. Some grays, some pinks, greens, and browns. So what I'm going to start with here is just a very light coloring in of the skin tone on this character. So I'll start with my lightest color first, which is going to be pink. And before I do that, I just want to erase any pencil marks that might be left over, because once you lay down the Copic marker color, you're going to cover up those pencil marks and not be able to erase them. So I'm going to start with an R00 here, which is the light pink and a flesh color here from Copic. Just go over and outline, actually fill in the outlines and leave it a little lighter where I want it to be lighter, and just add a little bit more mark where I want it to be a little darker. So I'm very quickly, the video sped up here, but I'm switching between colors now. I'm going to add a little bit more pink to his cheeks, nose, and the top of his ears. Maybe it's cold outside, so he's got a little rosiness to his cheeks. then I'll kind of blend all this in, again adding more color as I go along, deepening and blending, which is the way you want to do it. Now I'll just start to color in his clothing. So I'll start here with the scarf, which of course would be green. So I use this kind of shamrock green color. And then start doing the rest of his clothing, this hat too. So just when you're doing the character, think of like what would this character what might he wear? So if he's Irish, maybe this is a wool or tweed, woolen coat made with Irish wool. So give it that gray look, kind of unrefined. And then for his trousers, I went with a slate color. It's sort of a little bit darker for his trousers, and just cleaning up a few things here with my ink pen again. I want to make sure that everything's right. And then I'll go with this brown for his shoes, but I don't like that brown. I think his shoes need to be a little darker than that, or boots, whatever he's wearing. And so I'll add that color in. And just a little cast shadow and some cleanup work here again with the ink, constantly going back and refining the drawing as you go, correcting little mistakes you see. So don't be afraid to take a step back, look at the thing and decide for yourself, does this look good or not? And here I'll take this, this is a white gel pen. It's called a Uniball Signo Pen, and it's got like a heavy white gel ink in it, which works handy for like adding highlights to your characters once you've got color down. So here I'll just make sure the ink is flowing, draw a few letters or lines here. Just make sure I've got ink going, and then I'm just going to go back here and just add a few little highlights. You don't have to do much here. A little goes a long way when you're adding highlights to your character. Now just think about what kind of reflective light might be hitting his shoes here, or objects on his body that might be reflecting light. Obviously not so much in the fabric, but maybe on the tips of the shoes or the tip of his nose or even on his cheeks here. But yeah, and that's about all I do with the gel pen. Now if I was using darker paper, I might have a white outline around this character, but for now this is good. So now I'm just going back and adding the very, very last final details before I sign this piece, and I'm done with it. So add a little copyright mark, and then my signature, and give it the date. I like to put the year down here sometimes. And that's basically it for this guy. And drop me a message or a note and let me know what you think, and hopefully this was helpful. Alright, well, have a great day, and thanks for checking out the video. Bye-bye.